Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So one of the most common questions I'm asked is how do I beat the final map of any particular route? Actually, I don't think I'm asked that about Golden Deer or about Crimson Flower all that often. I guess it usually comes down to Azure Moon and also Silver Snow. Today I have the answer to how do you beat the final chapter, the final map of Azure Moon. And it is actually really simple. It is staring us in the face the entire time. I'm sure many people have made use of this Gambit and this battalion, but I honestly just didn't see the value in it. I didn't think it really helped, and that's because of how it is translated in the English version of the game. It's translated incorrectly, actually, according to fe3h.com. I'll link it in the description where I found this information. This battalion is the Kingdom Heavy Knights. The Kingdom Heavy Knights. As you can see here, it says allies receive 0 damage from ranged physical attacks for the rest of the turn. That is not entirely correct. That is not entirely correct. The actual thing is units affected by this Gambit receive no damage from ranged physical and magical attacks for a turn. No damage from physical or magical attacks for a turn. Now, the most frustrating enemies to deal with in Azure Moon on Maddening is those long-range mages that just like spam bolting and whatever the dark magic version is for long magic, and it's really frustrating. Guess what? You don't have to deal with that anymore. This essentially makes snipers and mages and things like that a non-issue. So, and if you pair that with like Retribution or something on just about anyone, that's going to be really good. So we got this archer here, right? Just to demonstrate how good it is. This archer, this is on normal mode, so this guy isn't very scary. Only 16 attack and all that. But we got, like, we'll say a net with only 4 defense. A net with only 4 defense. So let's show this off really quick. Just to give you a feel for how it works here. And it has 5 uses, by the way. Sacred Shield is insane. So the Kingdom Heavy Knights, Sacred Shield. This, by the way, this battalion's only available on Azure Moon. Okay, so we'll put her right there. So she's taking 11 damage. She's getting jacked up by this guy. If it were Maddening, she would probably be getting doubled, and he would be just probably one rounder if this were Maddening. If I'm being honest, level 1 in that. Run over here, Gambit. We use Sacred Shield. And now she's taking 0 damage. Now if I were smarter and I would have done this better, I would have, here we'll back up so I can do this better. I'd give her the Chalice at the beginning so that she's going to be able to counter regardless. So we'll give her the Chalice at the beginning, and that's the same with just as he's using the Retribution Gambit on her. And she'll be able to counter this archer regardless of range. Oh wait, whoops, do that. So now she's going to take 0 damage from this guy, but she's also going to deal some damage in return. So this is it only works at a distance, which is the only downside. But in Maddening, where I feel like a lot of times mages and archers and snipers and bow knights can be some of the scariest enemies, this is a really nice tool, especially in the final map of Azure Moon, where I think that is the biggest problem people have, is that you just get spammed on by really scary ranged enemies. So yeah, that's how you do it. Sacred Shield. Sacred Shield. Who knew? It actually worked on magic attacks as well. So this is wrong. Don't believe this. You also receive 0 damage from ranged magical attacks as well. It's all ranged attacks. So yeah, just don't believe what it says in game. It's wrong. It's actually really, really good. So that seems lackluster when you read that, which is why I always thought it was kind of like trash, like whatever. But it's really, really good. And it's also tied to a battalion that isn't impressive. I know these are the level 1 stats, but still, those are just kind of bad. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Sacred Shield is actually really good, now that we know, now that maybe you know the actual effects? Do you think I am overstating its usefulness? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you're having just trouble with Azure Moon, give this Gambit a shot. Throw Sacred Shield on someone, then give them and then also give them, you know, a retribution or something, or the chalice at the beginning on New Game Plus, or after you've beaten the DLC, and then just roll with it, you know. It's like discount Impregnable Wall in some ways, but also it's better than Impregnable Wall in other ways. I don't know. All the thoughts on it. But yeah, just wanted to show that off because I read this article on fe3h.com that was talking about how it's actually translated poorly. So it's actually pretty dope. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, friends.